Whoa. Anyway, hi guys. Welcome to the Sleepy Idol, a bar on 34th and Crenshaw where you can sit back, relax, okay, and talk K-pop with your friends. Today I am here again with my lovely co-host, Jasmine. How are you doing this lovely evening?
I'll wait to see if I'm unmuted.
You are. Don't play me. Listen, you are. So my new thing is that when I'm counting down, so I guess you guys don't know this, but when I'm about to like switch it to this scene so you guys can see this, I count down from 3, 2, 1. So my new thing that I do is on 2, I unmute you. And then, or I mute the desktop audio. That means nothing to you guys, but that's how you would hear Jazz. And then I go. So listen, I'm coming up with scenarios and ways to make sure. But how are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah.
I noticed you didn't comment on the.
I need what?
You didn't comment on the screen.
On my name?
Yeah, like the screen and everything.
It's funny because I was looking at it and I was like, was my name always there? And then I was like, I don't know. So I just didn't say anything.
Wow,
It was like awkward. It's like if I say like, "Oh wow, did you put that there?" and then you're like, "That's been there for the last 4 months," and it's like, well,
I'm out here. I'm out here slaving over a hot Adobe Photoshop, and you can't even notice. No, I did change it a bit.
Notice.
You were like, maybe.
I just didn't say anything.
Well, the thing is, I did have our names previously in the corner, but then I was watching, there's a podcast, or no, the streamer I watched, Dr. K, and he was interviewing somebody, and I loved the overlay that he had. It was basically exactly like this. Like, I basically screenshotted it, took it into Adobe Photoshop, and then mirror, like, imaged everything that I could that, like, you know, in a Sleepy Idol way. Because I liked it. It was so slick, and I love, like, rounded corners. I feel like they look so cute and sassy. So yes, we are here again. I gotta say, I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I usually ask Jazz, what did you do this weekend? Not the phrase. Me either, honestly, low key. Like nothing or like nothing.
Nothing. I forgot it was the ball back and everything.
Oh yeah.
Usually I'm up by then and I notice, but this year I don't know what I was doing. I just went to sleep.
I mean, I feel like it's everything for like the past couple weeks have snuck up on me. Like the end of October, this fall back thing, like it just went so fast. And like, I'm just like, Earth, let's stop spinning. Don't do too much now. Because I just don't even know who
October
I am.
Didn't even exist.
Exactly. And that makes me so sad because there's so many like, I don't want to say monumental. That sounds so dramatic. But there's so many like big things in October for me. Like I have so many birthdays and then obviously Halloween. But I just felt like it came and went, which made me really, really sad. So.
Yeah.
Well, if we're not going to talk about, you know, anything we got up to, I did want to take some time to kind of, I don't know if I would say shed light on, because I feel like it might be a bit dramatic to say shed light on, but basically I've noticed recently that, you know, people always talk about like idols and how like, oh, you know, do they get plastic surgery? Do they not? You know, that kind of thing. Like, is it okay? Is it like not? And the thing is, like, for me, I am pro anyone getting like what you need to get to like make yourself feel beautiful and make yourself feel good. But like to an extent of like, I don't want people to get like unnecessary things that they clearly got because they were pressured to, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't want to say anyone's like plastic surgery or whatever they get look good or bad, but just like, I don't know. It's just like one of those things where it's like people, I don't know, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like you can kind of tell when somebody maybe was like pressured. Oops.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like,
My bad. It's kind of like pressured to get something that they all like they usually wouldn't get. And like again, I'm not somebody to call out anybody's like anything, but y'all, I think we really need to talk about Taeyong getting a BBL. Like I feel
oh,
like
get out of here. I was
it's
like, where is this going?
it's right here, y'all. Taeyong done got himself a BBL, and it's not what he thought it
When I
was.
saw this, I was like, is that what his butt? I was like, there's no way.
Imagine he's just like calmly like, hey guys, just me and my girl Jessie. But yeah, it's just like I get it. You want to look cute, you want to look thick, like having a nice figure is in right now, but Taeyong, you need to get that removed. It's dangerous. And as his biggest fan on this podcast, I'm just worried about his health. Period.
Okay.
Period. Listen.
You can look back and realize you're not the biggest fan. You're also not the an auntie either at the same time.
Exactly. See? Okay, maybe I've thrown in some references to some Gundams. Maybe I've thrown in a scam yarn. But I praise him. I love a good scam artist. Okay? Listen. Joanne the Scammer, that was my girl when she was active. But yeah. All that lead up for just that lame joke.
Funny. I was like, which idol are you going for? I was trying to figure out.
I know a bunch of people watching this is like, not my idol. I hope she's not talking about my idol. It's okay, guys. Your idol is safe. From me. I honestly wouldn't be the type to call out plastic surgery. Like, even when I'm like, woo, that person's looking very different, I just leave it alone,
I might say something. I won't say it on here. But I'll say it somewhere. I'm like, does this person look a little off? I swear they didn't look like that before.
I feel like it's always really cute. Okay. Like that kind of thing. Like, all right.
Look, that's who? Are you sure? Oh, okay.
No, because sometimes it's really like, now who's that supposed to be? Like you're looking at the teaser photos and you're like, so they got a new member or who?
I'm like, why in the middle of their career would they do this?
I'm just like, who is before my eyes right now? Because I'm not familiar with their work. Not to be shady, y'all, but sometimes it happens. All right, so I think we can jump into, now that we've addressed the BBL in the room, I think we can move on to the first topic. So this was one of the topics that I wanted to bring up kind of last week, but I thought it still would be relevant to bring up here because we did talk about it last episode. So I want to talk about the most recent update with 50/50, specifically the group and the fact that now that Keena has officially rejoined Attract, she pulled out of the lawsuit that the other three 50/50 members had against Attract. A lot of people are wondering, okay, what will become of 50/50? What will become of Keena? What does this mean? We know they have a survival show going up. Well, there were two updates that kind of gave us a clear picture of that. So on October 29th, Attract announced that Keena would be attending the 2023 Billboard Awards alone, where 50/50 is nominated for Top Duo/Group and also Top Global Song. And then a couple days later, on November 2nd, Attract announced that they plan to continue 50/50 and center it around Keena. And they're going to recruit 3 new members to make it a 4-person group. So I'm going to put a pause in that right here. Do you think that this is disrespectful? Like, do you think this is shady?
I don't think it's disrespectful, but I remember I said like in another episode that I was like, I feel like the 50/50 name is like dead.
Oh yeah,
like, I don't think it's disrespectful. I just think it's like weird. Because like to me, I wouldn't keep the 50/50 name. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I guess if they have like at least Keena, it's like at least there's something, but like, it's just weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think I tend to agree with you. I just feel like it's sad because I know a lot of people when this whole lawsuit issue started, a lot of people were saying this is kind of, I don't know. going to be hard for 50-50 because they're not at the level where people outside of like the hardcore stands even know who they are. And how like, you know, maybe if you had built up like a really, really, you know, dedicated fan base, you might have a chance to have like public opinion on your side. But because not many people know the members like that, it's going to be hard. And when I like read this, I was like, oh my God, they're basically using that to their advantage, because there's probably a lot of people who, when they add the 3 new members, won't even know the difference as long as they're singing, I left my heart up to Cupid. They're like, hey, like they won't even know. So it's like, to me, that's disrespectful, because I feel like the Attract CEO is doing it because he knows he can get away with it.
I mean, is it disrespectful or is it smart?
Yeah, CEO Jazz back. CEO Jazz back. And also, I think somebody mentioned this last week, but it is not, we've seen this before. Maybe not as extreme as like only one member stayed and everyone else was replaced, but like even like for huge groups like Wonder Girls went through like pretty like extreme like member changes early on. Hyuna pulled out, and then that's when Yubin got in, and then also I believe when Sunmi left, they got Hae Lim, Kara, technically Red Velvet too, even though they added a member as opposed to replacing. So there's a lot of groups that EXID, Girls Day, that like went through extreme member changes and even found more success afterwards. So this is very interesting. But I do think with Keena going to the Billboard Music Awards, I think it's interesting because they still have all this residual success from Cupid being a hit. So I thought it's actually kind of genius, because whatever members get thrown in this group basically get to ride the coattails of what the previous members did and the success of Cupid. So I want to ask, do you think it's going to be fair for the new members of the group to benefit off of Cupid's success? So should they be, you know, when they're set and established, be joining Keena to like these award shows, you know, accepting that kind of stuff, performing the song, or do you think that it should be like starting a new slate?
I think they should be able to sing the song. I don't think at this point they should be joining anything. I think it should just be Keena. And it doesn't seem like they'll be selected anyway by the time this promotional period, I guess, is done.
That's true.
So they won't have to worry about that. But I feel like as long as they can sing the song similar to how it was sung before, or even better, I think it's like fine as long as they can hold their own.
I agree. And like that's actually kind of interesting, because I think one of the reasons why it went so viral is because it's so well sang. So if they do just kind of get some girls that don't have the voices of the other members, I feel like that will be kind of detrimental to it.
Was she one of them? That's what I was gonna ask.
I think it was the 2 twins, and I don't think it was her. It was like
there's twins.
There's like 2 twins, right? Am I making this up? Wait, hold on. Because the twins version
I know it's called the twin version, but I thought
because they're sisters, right? There's 2 sisters. If I'm lying, please just take away my K-pop card, because that's wild that I lied to myself for this. Like, I swear there are 2 sisters, and they're like the main vocals.
This is giving Chaeron and Cheon all over again, because I swore they were twins.
Oh yeah,
for the longest. I was so confused when they were like, "No, we're not." I was like, "Are you sure?" You have the same face.
Okay, wait. Okay, so during this festival, wait. Oh my God, guys, can somebody confirm this?
Okay.
Okay, I swear if I'm wrong.
Why is it called Twin? Oh, wait, it just came up.
In the meantime, I'll sing the background. Hopeless romantic.
The reason we named it the twin version is that the 2 songs are identical in some aspects, but different in others.
Girl, not me thinking they were twins in 50-50. The lack of research, the lack of aggression. Oh my God. Okay, y'all. So tonight I did embarrass myself. But that's okay.
It makes sense. It's like an easy mistake.
But I feel like I just like came up with that lore myself and ran with it. I'm sick. Y'all, I swear my brain will function one day, just not today. Um, anyway, so do you think that 50-50 post uh, new members has a shot at success? I guess that's my last question. And I want to know, do you guys feel any kind of like reluctance to support them knowing what's going on and what happened? Or do you think it's fair because at least Keena's there and she deserves a second chance at success?
Um, I probably will listen, and I feel like a lot of people will listen. I think that will be what could make or break them when they come back. Because as long as they have a good song, I feel like they'll probably continue with like popularity. But if their song's just like meh, people will probably try and drag them and be like, huh, like why would you come back? Like this is stupid. Like why would you really attract? This is what you did. Like seriously.
That's so true. Yeah, I agree. Because I think for me, one of the things that stood out to that for them was that their songs were so good. So if they just randomly decide to drop the quality, I feel like that will actually affect them a lot.
Yeah.
Imagine a group being affected by bad music. Unheard of. No, just kidding. Also, I wanted to real quick take some time to say hello to everyone in the chat. Hey, Andy. Hey, Lami. Hey, Leanne. Best mod, best mod. Hey, Teddy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Wait a second. I want to go back and read some questions or some... All right. Leanne says, a track saw that DPS did with Kara. A track saw what DPS did with the Kara project and went, this is a great idea. I'm sorry, DPS, well, you will pay for your sins. That was foolish. I mean, shout outs to Youngji, but that was foolish. I mean, I guess it did work out in the end. They did have a lot of hits post the Kara project, but I felt like that. Do you think, okay, period. Do you think that there is a point in time where it becomes disrespectful for a company to add new members to a group? Now, forget NCT, because that's a whole nother thing. But like, in the vein of like either rearrange, like a whole lineup rearrangement, like we're seeing with 50-50, or like adding one member, or like I guess maybe not removing one member, because there's a bunch of reasons why a member would leave a group. But do you think there's a timeline where it's more okay if they like maybe haven't had a hit, haven't been around for long, versus if like for whatever reason SM was smoking that crack pipe and they decided to add somebody else after Jessica left? Do you think that there's a timeline or like levels of disrespect?
That would be terrible.
Imagine.
Gosh, that would be the downfall of it. What in the world? I don't know. Probably if they're already seasoned, like what you said, if they had a hit already, it's like, why bother? Because like when Red Velvet got Yuri, I'm gonna be very honest, I was like, but why? Who is this and why? Like, we don't need another person. And now I'm over it, but like in the beginning I was like, stop that. So that was too early for me, because I thought they were doing well at that point. So I don't know.
How well did Happiness do? Because I really do not remember, because I didn't listen to it because it wasn't my jam, but like I don't know if other people liked it.
Was it just Happiness that came out before that?
It was Happiness, and then I think it was called Be Natural, but that was a cover
Be Natural,
that had Taeyong in it for no reason.
Yeah. The TUI track or whatever his name was.
Girl! See? Taeyong, I'm trying to be out here for you, but then you... Okay, never mind. I'm not having NC
He was young.
He will pay for his sins. I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness.
Lami says, and this is exactly what I was thinking. First of all, not your icon. We immediately gagged by your icon. But that was exactly what I was thinking about. I'm sorry. That literally took me by surprise. That was exactly what I was thinking about. Because I feel like no matter if you were on the twin side, if you were on Tiara's side, I feel like the main problem with the Tiara thing is that the CEO, like whoever was in charge of the company, tried to play in their faces and add a new member out of nowhere, despite the fact that they were slaying at the time. I remember, maybe I'm making this up in my head, that it was a kind of way to be like, you all think you're all that, but you're replaceable because we're about to add this member or whatever. But I might have made that up in my head. So, but like,
that happened to Tiara. I didn't even
yeah,
know.
that was,
or I didn't know.
That was literally like the apex of the Tiara bullying scandal. It was that they didn't get along.
Really? They added someone?
Well, okay, so the people they added, or was it was just Hwayoung, right? Or was it both of the twins that they added?
Wait, I thought Hwayoung's the one that was saying she was bullied, right?
But okay, yeah, Hwayoung, right? So they added Hwayoung randomly, and they didn't get along with each other. So then it resulted in them saying some stuff on social media that was perceived as bullying. So then Tiara was a bully, and then all these things came out. Their career was destroyed, and then later on, people are like, "Oh, they just like pretty much didn't like each other. Like that was the issue." But by then, the damage is done. So I guess I'll be leaving. But yes, so MS. But yeah, I don't know, cause to me, in my opinion, it was very odd when JYP decided to add Halim to Wonder Girls post Nobody's success.
Who?
So
I did not know.
Wonder Girls, similar, y'all. All right, everyone buckle down. This is story time. Actually, I think most people in here know this, but I'm just gonna act like it's story time. All right, so Wonder Girls, when they started, they had 5 members: Sunmi, Sohee, Sunye, Yenny, and Hyuna, right? After they released their first track, Irony, Hyuna leaves. I don't remember if it was due to sickness or it was school. Yeah, okay, yeah, I think it was sickness. And so she leaves, and that's when they add Yubin. Fun fact, they actually filmed Tell Me with Hyuna, and there's actually footage online from like 13 years ago of Hyuna on the Tell Me set. So if you want to peep that, it's pretty cool. But then they add Yubin. They do Tell Me. It's a big hit. They have their like big 3 hits. Tell Me, So Hot, Nobody, which was like the huge one in 2008. After that, that's when they start trying to pursue fame in America. They do a couple things there, and then Sunmi leaves. So I believe Sunmi, the idea was that she left either for school or she wasn't like really feeling it. I forget the exact reason, but she's still under JYP when she leaves, but she's no longer in the Wonder Girls, right? And so they add Halim, and so from then on, it's kind of the girls and Halim, and then like Sunye eventually leaves. Then they have the 4. Does Sohee, does she officially leave? Okay, it's kind of murky after that. But essentially, literally after their biggest hit, one of their biggest hits ever, they changed the member lineup, and to me, that was disrespectful. I'm sorry, I love Halim, but that was disrespectful. Are you kidding me? Now, granted, they debuted in, 2007? So, around that time, no, like 2009, maybe 2010, I believe. They'd only been around for 2 or 3 years. But they were huge. So, I don't know. To me, that was disrespected. But, to each their own. I guess it ended up working out, but we don't love that, JYP.
I want to do the formations again,
I guess. That's true.
There's already how many people? One person's leaving. We got to fill it up.
That's so true. That's so true. 4 members kind of, like, it works so well with, like, obviously aespa and Blackpink, but I feel like 5. If you're going to do 4, just do 5. Just do 5. Come on.
See? That's what they were doing. Now you're on their side.
Suddenly I'm defending them. Teddy says, Destiny's Child changed up their lineup 2 times after they hit mainstream. I guess that's true.
That's because Beyonce was the only one singing.
And that's also kind of true, too. I think Beyonce was so aggressively the face.
She got away with just say Beyonce 3 times with 2 other members. That still is like, wow.
I feel so bad because I feel like stuff like that looks so shady, but I feel like it's not. Like, I feel like Beyonce is not as shady as people. No, I really feel like she's not as shady as people think. Like, I feel like.
She just said some shade. I watched a whole thing of like shady things.
Oh, the one when
She
she's
said
like,
some
you
shit.
gotta. I forget the one when
There's a
she's like,
bunch
you
of
better
things.
get your bags or whatever. It was the old one. That one was really funny. Um,
Who
Leanne.
says say Beyonce? Say Beyonce. Say Beyonce. It's like, ma'am,
Well,
we already said Beyonce.
it would be inappropriate for her to say other members' names because that's not her. Listen, I'm a Beyonce apologist.
Or say your name. Say, she could have said anything else. Just say Beyonce once.
It reminds me
I'm
of
sorry.
when NSYNC did that reunion, like at the MTV like Music Awards like 2018 or something, and they were singing, and then like JC at the end is like, hey, 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 yeah, 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 like because he like wants a part.
I mean,
Like, did you want that to
that's how
happen?
you do it, I guess.
That was a
You're right.
hot
You know
mess.
what? What Beyonce did was not wrong. She was just showing what she was trying to get. She was like, I want all the parts. So say Beyonce.
Listen, she was just doing what she must. Leanne says, eventually Sunmi went back to the Wonder Girls lineup, right? At the end, it was Sunmi, Halem, Yubin, and Yenny. Yes, correct. She went back, I believe when they first became a band, she went back.
Yeah.
That was the first time. And then Sunmi had left by then, or Sohee had left by then, or stopped being active with them. But they had a very interesting like iterations of the group. Like it's very interesting. But yeah, Andy says it does get across the message that in the end these idols are replaceable, no matter how popular the group is. But it's so crazy that and such a disrespectful thing, in my opinion. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, I know a lot of people are like, well, you know, the members might be in the group, but it's the company that puts together the songs, the image, like the comebacks, the choreography and stuff like that. And I'm like, I guess that's true, but like, I think there's a reason why certain people get really popular and others don't, that do extend outside the thing, what the company's putting together for them, in my opinion. Let's see. Okay, Andy also says, especially with how these companies treat some of these idols. Yeah, that's true. All right, so did you have any other updates you want to talk about regarding not necessarily this, but Attract Us versus 50/50 updates, I guess, in general?
I saw something today, but I didn't get to read it. I put it in the sources. I just did not look at it.
Is it? Oh,
It's something to do with like an interview and unanswered questions or
interesting.
something.
With interview with who? The track CEO?
Unanswered questions. It's called. It's apparently like a show or something called Unanswered Questions, and they interviewed
Oh.
them, and she said that she asked for them to discard her interview because it was scripted by An Sung-il.
Keena asked for them to discard her interview?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy. I remember when that I never got a chance to watch it, but I remember when that first dropped and people were like analyzing the heck out of that. But that's
Um,
crazy. Okay.
I didn't know what they were talking about. I'd never seen that interview, so that's why I was like, I don't want to say anything because I didn't even watch the original. So
That is so wild. Oh my god. Yeah, this is like kind of I mean again, Keena, she gets to tell her truth, but dang, this is just the other I know that they already have technically had their contracts dissolved, but like this is really burying them. Attract being able to get Keena
yeah.
back on their side. But I mean, what is she to do when that the Giver CEO tried to play her with that copyright?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah. All right, let's move on to the next topic of the day. So I was gonna talk about this G-Dragon stuff, but like, girl, there's too much here. And I feel like the current like state of it is just that Gdragon, he tested negative for the drugs, and they're doing like an investigation still. Um, there were some girlies in the Reddit subreddit that were giving tea about how this whole is very shady, because apparently he was notified about even being booked for the drugs, like via articles. So like they didn't even properly like, you know, book him or whatever.
Him.
Yeah, which is like hella shady. It was a bad picture, but I'm sorry.
I was like, why does he look like? He looks like.
Oh, his
what?
His earrings swinging in the wind. How beautiful. Um, but I feel like I don't know enough of the tea behind the tea to really talk about this, because most of my sources is just the statements and stuff. But from one end, you know, people are like, oh my God, it's Gdragon. And, you know, he had a situation where he was caught with weed like years ago. So some people are like, oh yeah, of course. While other people are like, you know, this is just a smear campaign, etc., etc. Andy, that's a good point. That was one of the things that I was curious this morning, because if he got booked without his knowledge, that means somebody had to have pointed the police in his direction. Yeah. So even though they said that, who is it? There was a actor, I believe, named Lee Sung-kyun, who had been booked for drugs, but they were saying that was a separate case and had nothing to do with this. So I really don't know what the situation is this. But yeah, I don't know. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because, hey, he seems really willing to cooperate, and he's like, girl, you want the hair follicle? Do you want my peanut? Like, what do you want? And I'll give it to you. But it's
he's been waiting for this day.
Right? He's been like, round 2. It's like, I'm ready to go. I've been waiting on it.
And then I'll do my drugs.
Stop.
And then I'll smoke weed.
Listen, VIPs.
That's the way you do it.
I swear we love. Listen, we're very agreeable.
It's weed.
I
mean, it's bad in Korea. Don't get me wrong. You'll get arrested.
It is kind of bad. Yeah. Because I was thinking, like, how do I put this without being, I don't know this man, and this is assumption, but it's very, like, it's not, it kind of reminds me how, like, just a couple years ago, like, literally there would be a photo of EXO smoking surfacing every 2 nanoseconds, and people would be like, oh my, they're such bad robots, kill them at this, like, stand, hang them. Like, there'd be so, like, it would be such a, like, big thing anytime any idol was caught smoking. And now we get a picture every other month with a bunch of idols smoking, and people are like, well, they're grown adults, like, what do you mean? And so it's like this realization that they were always smoking. Everyone was just trying to be Puritans. And I feel like similarly, everyone wants to be like, oh, we, like, you know, but like, I feel like a couple years from now, if it ever gets legalized or whatever the heck, in Korea, or even if that doesn't happen, if, like, you know, we'll just, when they're less subject to the whims of the general public, we'll just find out everyone was smoking weed. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's gonna be the thing. So VIPs, I'm not saying anything, you know, I'm just saying that's my interpretation. But yes, Andre says, hi friends. Hey, Andre says, listen, idols can do what they want, but at the end of the day, he knew what it was if he did. And I think that is, like, the thing. Like, a lot of the times, like, I know, like, from our perspective, as 2 Americans, don't come for me, all right?
Oh, gosh.
I always have to put a disclaimer. Yeah, it's like not, I don't think somebody's morally corrupt because they smoke weed. But I also, if you're a Korean citizen and you know that's illegal there, I don't have anything for you, sis. Like, I'm sorry. Like, period. But yeah, a lot of people asking in the chat, how come YG hasn't been shut down after Burning Sun and all their scandal? I don't know.
Because YG somehow stepped back and then stepped back in, and then everybody was like, all right, I guess. Cool.
Honestly.
Sungri's gone? All right.
Didn't they have tax
evasion? Back? Never mind.
He's like back, but not with YG. He's just
Oh
somewhere.
yeah, but he's out of jail somehow, which is like,
Yeah, that kind of
how?
gagged me. Oh no, that now the Sungri stands are gonna come for me. Listen, y'all. I didn't put your fave in jail. He put himself in jail. Don't get mad at me.
Things are-
Anyway.
I'm sorry, it's not. I feel like you shouldn't take that lightly.
Exactly. But stands are queers. Um Honestly though, I will say even if YG hasn't been completely taken down, I do think they've lost a lot of their, and I can only speak for international fans. Yeah, their clout and they're just like, because I remember like, and to be fair, at certain places, certain forums, like anytime there's a story about Big Bang, etc., they get dragged for filth and there's like nobody defending. Maybe there's like one VIP in there being like, actually, but people will be like, shut up, poof, 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 and they'll get dragged. And people are like bold. They're like, we don't care about Big Bang. We don't care about VIPs. Y'all can choke. Like Big Bang is this, Big Bang is that. And whether you believe it or not, I think it's just crazy because I feel like that was not the case. Like 2009, like anytime anything Big Bang was posted, it was like Yokshi Big Bang, like they would be like, yes, Big Bang, kill it. Like I wish I can only pray my fave can like smell the, you know, like nose hairs on Gdragon's head, and people were just like so in awe of them. But now people do not care. Like K-pop stands of Hubei groups, whatever you have it, do not care, and they will drag them to filth, which I think is very interesting.
That's sad.
Yeah, even I was disrespectful by picking this picture. Like, disrespect.
It's so funny because like you're like, wow, that's a bad picture, but it's like, who put it there?
It was the one that accompanied the Soompi article. Listen, guys, I'm just trying my best. But yeah, Andy says all of Big Bang has left YG at this point, right? Except Taeyong over at the Black Label with Teddy. I believe so.
I forgot that.
Yeah. Which is kind of interesting because I'm pretty sure people reached out about this whole drug scandal. People reached out to YG about like a statement. It's like, girl, huh?
And he's like, I wasn't gonna say anything, and I'm still not gonna say anything because I can't really say anything because he's not mine.
Very weird. All right. I love how I was like, I'm not gonna talk about this, but then I did. The next topic I want to talk about, moving on. Oh, my little thingy's not working. Okay, that's weird. Oh, sorry. Did you have something else?
Oh no. I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I have like a paint. I was like drawing. I don't know. I was just doodling with a paint marker, and then I pressed too hard, and then like a lot of paint just came out.
Oh no. Aren't those things like really like sensitive or whatever? I used to watch videos of people using those, and it's really
I mean, not usually. I don't know what the heck just happened.
It was like, I'm gonna do something. All right. Ooh, girl. Not this picture. All right, y'all. Here's a quick round. You're probably like, who? But the thing is, oh, wrong picture.
Oh, yeah, I know.
How dare. All right, guys, I wanted to real quick talk about, I don't know how many people in this chat watch it, but Street Woman Fighter 2 recently wrapped up. So last week, I believe, they had the finale episode, and they crowned the winner, which turned out to be Bebe. So I don't know how much you know about it. Hey, Bebe. I don't know how much you know about it, but do you know Bada Lee?
Yeah.
So
she does the dances. She's a choreographer.
She's the leader of Bebe. So that's kind of, yeah, if that helps.
Oh yeah, I remember because I thought like I was like, how is she a contestant and not a judge? I was very confused.
People kept saying that for like literally all the girls that were on this season. They're like, okay, this is cute, but they're gonna be a judge next season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were crowned the winner, and then international group and also fan favorite Jam Republic came in second, while the two other finalist crews, 1 Million and Mana Queen, came in third and fourth. Now, what should have been a joyous moment turned into a little bit of mess, just because obviously when it comes to these survival shows and when they crown the winner, people are gonna always have something to say, but in particular, a lot of people are criticizing celebrating the win of Bebe, as they felt that the only reason Bebe was able to come out on top was due to the crew leader Bada's popularity. So that has been kind of a critique throughout the season, where a lot of people are like, it's Bada and the girls, it's Bada and her backup dancers and stuff like that, which, you know, there was like some dances that they did, choreographies they did, where like she was trying to highlight other people. But I feel like that's just what's going to happen when you have a popular choreographer on a crew with, you know, a bunch of like maybe less known people. However, a lot of people also criticized the fact that they felt like with the way the voting went, it was basically set up to basically, I don't want to say sabotage Jam Republic, but set up in a way where Jam Republic really had no chance to win. So essentially the votes were broken down where the final scores that decided the winner, 20% was crew performance video votes, which was collected in turn throughout the entirety of the span of the show. And then 80% was live votes that were taken through text messages during the finale. And in order to cast these votes, you had to have a Korean phone number. So essentially, the only people who could vote for this were people in Korea, and thus international fans had no say in who got to be the winner. Obviously, Jam Republic is an international group. They probably have had the most popularity international, so people felt like it wasn't a proper reflection on who was popular and who would have got the votes. And so a lot of people felt that they were in a disadvantage. This question, because I know you watched the first season of Produce 101. What were you allowed to watch?
I only watched the second.
Oh, oh, okay. Did they take international votes or not?
I feel like they didn't. At least I feel like that was a problem before. Where they're like, why are there no international, or like it was hard for international people to vote. Which, when I think about it, why does it matter? This is a Korean show.
Ooh! No, keep going. Sorry.
Because I was thinking about it, because I was like, this show kind of reminds me of ABDC, America's Best Dance Crew, and I'm like, I can't imagine like the people coming from other countries or whatever, and then like their country being like, how dare you not let me vote? That's why they didn't win. Like it's America's Best Dance Crew. It's an American show. Like Americans are going to vote. This is a Korean show. The Korean public is going to vote. It's their show. I mean, it sucks because you do like them, but I don't know, it's weird. It's not like, unless they like marketed themselves to be like, we are international, but also no, don't vote. Only Korea can vote.
I think that was kind of what people were pushing back, because I feel like they kind of flexed the fact that this time around, as in comparison to season 1 of Street Woman Fighter and Street Man Fighter, they had crews that weren't Korean based crews. So they had Jam Republic, who had, I believe, 3 people from New Zealand, 1 person from Australia, and 1 person from America. And then they had Tsubasa Kill, who was a Japanese group. So that was kind of what people were like kind of getting at. Like, how are you going to say it's an international show when you don't let the international people vote? Although I guess technically you could vote through your views of like videos and stuff like that, because I feel like they just looked at all the views. But I was kind of thinking that same thing though, where it was just like, okay, stay with me. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, in the first season of Produce 101, there was international votes. And a lot of people claim the only reason Somi won was because international fans were allowed to vote for her, and she had a lot of international fans, right? So, stay with me. A lot of people are mad that Jam Republic, because they feel Jam Republic would have won if international fans were allowed to vote. But you're also complaining that Bebe only won because it turned into a popularity contest amongst who Korean people liked the most. So it seems, hold on, don't come for me. This is just devil's advocate. You're mad because you didn't get to sway the votes somebody who didn't think the way you thought got to sway the votes. Now, listen, I know that this is not happening in a vacuum. There's a lot of people saying that there's maybe Korean people who are very nationalist that would be like, well, this is a Korean show, we want the Korean person to win. I mean, I'm curious about that because a lot of Korean people, or from what I saw online, they love Jam Republic. Like, they have a lot of support in Korea too. But, you know, there's that idea that if it's a competition in Korea where Korean people vote, there's no way ever that the Korean person is not going to be more popular than whoever is next. But I don't know. It kind of was like the only issue I had was that it seemed like it's okay to be a popularity contest when the popularity is in favor of your fave. But if it's in favor of somebody else, then suddenly it's a problem. But I also do understand that there's also a national bias that puts all the other teams at an unfair advantage. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, but also, like, is it global? They want it global, but still, at the end of the day, it's the Korean, like, opinion that matters. I don't know. It's weird because I know that a lot of people will argue.
It seems like.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what ABDC was. It was, like, global. There were people from different, like, countries. But it was still, like, focused on the American vote.
Yeah, that's true when you put it that way. Yeah. I don't know. It's really, really interesting. But again, I really loved Jam Republic. I also thought Bebe was great. I thought everyone in the final four were really good. So for me, it would have been everyone, like, it was anyone's game. And also, I think we also have to remember, at the end of the day, no one's really going to remember who won. I think the exposure that all these groups and crews got from this is way more important. Like, literally, people are getting millions of, like, followers, like, on Instagram because of this appearance. So I feel like a lot of them do not care whether they went home with a trophy or not.
It's like American Idol, where it's like a lot of the most popular people are not even the winners. So
that's
like Jennifer Hudson.
That's so true. Win. That is so true.
She has an Oscar now. So it's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I feel like it's less whether you win the show and what you do with the attention you get from the show.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of interesting. I'm going to jump into the comments real quick. Andy says, it's a little weird. Oh, it's always a little weird when a show tries to include international contestants or be an international show, but then limits voting like this. I mean, I could maybe see it from a perspective of, like, for example, there were members of Jam Republic that were, like, in New Zealand, right? And so, like, somebody from, like, Bebe, for example, could be like, hey, family and friends, vote for me. But they couldn't ask their family and friends and vote for them because their family and friends aren't in Korea. So from that, like, when you're doing, like, grassroots kind of, like, promotion, that does put them at an unfair advantage, I think. Oh, Andy also said, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Andre says, oopsies. Andre says, why is this doing this? I'm with Jazz. At the end of the day, it's a Korean show. International fans barely get a say in what's going on. In a survival show. It's like Girls Planet. They say global, but they doesn't mean global. They want global attention, but not global input. I think that's what it is. I mean, sometimes it does genuinely make sense because in a situation, I don't know what Girls Planet had said. Like, for example, when Eyes One was formed from Produce 48, it was kind of dumb for them to not have, like, a Japanese vote because they were actually going to promote in Japan, like, directly. That's weird. Yeah, but I feel like what they were afraid is that if the Japanese vote overtook the Korean vote, then it would be a group that was popular in Japan but not in Korea.
That's shady.
Yeah.
That's shady.
That's true, low-key. It's kind of true. And sometimes that is sometimes, like, depends on how much members of each nationality are in there. But I think ultimately it's like, we want this group to be relevant in Korea, and then then it's like a bonus if they're relevant elsewhere. So I feel like that's maybe the rationale. Like, we want Korean opinions because we want, like, for example, Won Young would have been in the group regardless, but the fact that she won number one and now she's one of the biggest it girls in like Korea, like, versus, you know, it might have been a different makeup had international fans been able to vote. So I don't know. Leanne says, I'm sorry, you saying that it was shady is so funny because it is kind of shady.
How else do you describe that?
Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Leanne says, literally, I don't remember who won last season, but I do remember every single leader of every crew being on every single variety show and getting tons of publicity. I agree. Andre says, plus, Bada being popular or having popularity beforehand isn't necessarily a bad thing. These shows are popularity contests at the end of the day. Yeah.
I mean, look at Somi. Coming from another show.
Okay, yeah, that was true. She kind of had a very unfair advantage in that regard of being on a whole other show right before it. Andy also says,
I feel like there's other people too. It's not just her.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even Sakura, like when Sakura, I feel like a lot of people would always be like, oh my God, Sakura is way popular than every other contestant. And it's like, yeah, because she's been active at the time as an idol for like some years and was a successful one at that. So it makes sense that she has a fan base that's much bigger. But yeah, I definitely think it's weird because on one hand, it's like, well, everyone knows it's a possibility and they sign up for it anyway, hoping that it will still even out, or they'll get their screen time, or they'll get their moment that like gives them some fans or gets them some popularity. So yeah. Andy says, isn't there a hype survival show that's including international voting right now, or is it already
that's
over?
what I put that on the other topics because I was like, question, does anyone understand Dream Academy? Because I don't know what the heck. Because like I saw, it was like Mission 3 result announcement, reveal of the 10 finalists, and I'm like, who? Who are y'all? I mean, I remember watching like clips of like them singing, and I was like, wow, talented.
Mm-hmm.
I also watched them introduce themselves, and I was like, whoa, who are you guys? I don't know what this is. And then that's about it, and I still don't know what's happening.
I only hear tidbits unfortunately, I only hear the drama tidbits about it. But, I mean, I don't know. Does anyone want to explain to us how Dream Academy... Because I was too caught up in A to K. I couldn't watch both. You know, I didn't have space for both. So I'm kind of late on the Dream Academy train. But maybe it will have Academy. It will have something on... So it's Hybe x Geffen Records.
Ooh.
Oh.
Geffen.
I think that's like a record label, like an American record label that Hybe partnered with. But honestly, let me see if I can bring it up on Wiki.
Geffen.
I didn't even get to the second part of this topic, but let's see.
Oh.
Wait, the girlies? Okay, Dream Academy, not the Dream Academy. Who is this? It's like a band from like 1942. All right, the debut Dream Academy is a survival show created by Hybe and Geffen Records. It premiered on September 1st, 2023 on YouTube. Oh, it's a YouTube show.
Still going on?
Apparently.
YouTube?
Oh, apparently it's about to wrap up though. Apparently the last one's going to be on November 17th, 2023.
10 people left, I'm assuming.
Dang, that's so many. Oh, well, I guess it could be. Do you know, does anyone know if there's a certain amount of members they're like trying to have? Or is it like kind of like A to K where it's like, it just depends? Oh, wait a second. 120,000 applicants.
Who?
There was 120,000 people who applied around the world over the past 2 years, and the original like contestant number was 20. So they started with 20. I know people got eliminated because I remember seeing something from that. It looks like they have missions. Okay, wait. Oh, Andre says Geffen Records is Olivia Rodrigo's label. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yenna is shaking.
interesting.
Oh, listen. It's a part of Universal Music. Okay, interessante. There's another Hype show that was ongoing at the same time, and I kept confusing the two. I swear there's like 16 international survival shows. I don't know. Oh, okay. Teddy says I have.
Wait, is Are You Next theirs?
Oh, is it? I thought that was a YG thing. Are you next?
I don't know what I thought Are You Next was actually. I thought that was actually JYP, and yet somehow.
Oh wait,
that
it
doesn't make any
is.
sense.
Actually,
It's JYP?
wait, it's not JYP. Okay, it says Are You Next is a survival show produced by Jam Mushroom Company. The show was created by Hive and JTBC and had 22. It has 22 participants. The show started airing June 30, 2023. The final lineup is set to form a 6-member group. Mama, it started airing in June and it's not done?
It has to be done. Isn't this the one that had like a 5-year-old in it?
Oh God.
And
Okay.
everyone was like, oh, no.
I mean, to be fair, A2K also had like a 13-year-old debut in the group, so
Concerning. Very concerning.
you will pay for your sins. Interesting. Let's keep popping up. Leanne says, "Yeah, this goes to show how out of the loop I am because you could have told me the show was called Dream Center of Learning." Dream Center of Learning, I would have believed it.
Dream Center. I think that's what threw me is the fact that it's called Dream Academy. I'm like, that sounds serious. Like, is it? Like, it doesn't seem like it's about singing.
Yeah,
Like, it sounds like a TV show.
I was gonna say, or like a video
Yeah,
game.
Nickelodeon.
I dream high, na, na, na. They need to sue.
I mean, they should.
I don't know who, but someone sue. 안정감이 눈물이 멈추길. You need to sue me. Actually, I think JYP got sued for that song.
Really?
Yeah, because it sounded like another song. So, you know.
Well, he has the money.
No remorse. Oh God. Ooh, if somebody made an American Idol group edition, I would die. Well, isn't that what this is supposed to be? An A2K was? Oh, American Idol group edition. That would be so hectic.
Would it though? I mean, it's like already formed groups.
Oh, I guess that's
Right?
true. Okay, yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
how I envisioned it.
Okay,
'Cause I can't imagine them trying to do One Direction and Fifth Harmony.
yeah, that's what
type
I was
stuff again.
thinking. I was
'Cause
thinking
they're already a
that.
mess. So we don't need like all of them
That's true.
congregating. Like, I know.
That's true. All right, y'all. We're going to move on. Oh, wait. Okay. Well, we're going to move on to the second part of this. I forgot. Okay. So the big thing that I wanted to bring up is that after a lot of people were upset about the loss of that Jam Republic had in them not winning, there was a lot, like, come on, guys. There was a lot of, like, nasty comments that I was just really surprised about. Now, I had talked about this before where, and I'll say before Jamie's come for me, there are other group fans that are also been acting nasty, but I think it's one of those things where it's like, because Jam Republic is so big, the nasty portion of their fandom is even more vocal. And again, I think Leanne had mentioned there was an issue that happened early on where a lot of people felt that the other teams were being too rough and like rude to Jam Republic, and then an issue between Latrice from Jam Republic and one of the members from Mana Queen named Redlick that I think made people very protective of Jam Republic altogether. But I've seen some really crazy stuff. I've seen some things where it's just like, it's very reminiscent to like 2013-14 BTS, where it's like they just always would bring up BTS even when it's not really makes sense to bring them up. Like, for example, like there was a challenge where one of the groups won. It was like you had to make some choreography for a song called Chili by Hwasa, and 1 Million Dance Crew won. But like, it's like anytime you would see somebody doing the 1 Million version of the dance, everyone would just like, Jam Republic's was better. This just makes me think of Jam Republic. And it's just like, okay, but also not appropriate. Not appropriate. What did she say?
At the dinner? Are you talking about?
Yeah. And you did it at my birthday dinner.
There it is.
Not appropriate. But yeah, so it would just be like a really inappropriate like time. Just like like everything. If Jam Republic wasn't first, there was a problem, like that kind of thing. And to be fair, I know you can genuinely feel like, oh, they were robbed, this team, but it was just like every single time. And do you have to constantly like bring it up on other teams like videos and stuff like that? Just really like disrespectful stuff like that. And so it like, you know, which I kind of like figured if Jam Republic didn't win, there'd be a lot of people who had quite the issue about it. But it was just like a lot of people being like I mentioned, being like, Bebe only won because of Bada, you know, and like kind of just going back and being like, oh, well, Bebe really sucked because here's why. And like anyone should have won because just like that kind of thing. And so it got so bad that one of the members of Jam Republic, Audrey Lane, and she's actually the youngest one, she's only 19 years old, ended up taking to her, I believe this was on Instagram, to basically release a statement regarding all the hate and negative comments that are happening. So she says, I am generally grateful. I am genuinely grateful for all of the support from Jam Republic fans, but I want to address terrible comments I've seen towards Bada and Team Bebe. Bebe earned their win. They're a group of kind, talented, hardworking humans, and I'm so happy for them. Whether or not you agree with the results or the voting methods, it is never okay to tear down, harass, or bully other people. If you are someone that's leaving these comments, please know that it is not acceptable to me, and I am asking you to stop. If you see these comments, please do not make them okay. It ruins the experience of getting to celebrate a result that we all worked hard for and we're happy with. She says, shut the hell up. I don't know. We kind of mentioned this before when their company called out, but it's like, some of you Jimmies, are you not embarrassed? Is this not embarrassing? Because I feel like that's the, like, if your own fave has to be like, y'all are doing a bit too much.
Yeah.
Is that not cringy?
Oh, no, it is. Especially if you've already been called out once. It's like, how are you still going on with this?
That's true.
Like, ew.
Like, I feel bad because I always think, like, and maybe they don't think about it too much, but, like, we see this happen a lot with idols groups where it's, like, two idol groups, their fans hate each other, or maybe one hates the other or whatever. Like, do you think it's ever really awkward for those idols to be in the same vicinity, knowing that, like, just them being in the same vicinity is making somebody foam from the mouth? And do you ever think they feel bad knowing that their fandom, like, will, like, drag people even if they don't say anything?
Probably. I mean, I would feel bad.
I'd be like, that's you. I'm just kidding. Yeah,
That's not a personal problem to me. I'm so sorry. I go to bed sleeping very well at night, so you might want to talk to someone about that. Sorry.
Yeah, I would feel embarrassed because I feel like, and I don't think Jam Republic ever expressed this, but when you have kind of like an attack dog fan base, it almost makes it like, do I even want to interact? Like, it just kind of reminds me of, like, for example, like we would have like an era where like boy groups and girl groups were like on shows like a lot together, and then that subsided because of all people like making the whole, oh, she looked at him for 2 seconds, and like, just think about being like, I can't even be seen with you in public because I know it's going to start like a frenzy, so I'm just gonna give up on being seen with people because I know people are gonna misinterpret it. Like, that, you're putting them in such a sad predicament. Like, I don't know why people don't see this. So
I just find it weird that people post about it. I feel like sometimes it's like, the internet, people have gotten too comfortable about saying their opinions, and it's like, no. Sometimes you just keep that to yourself and you just don't say it.
True.
Maybe say it to a friend, but don't post that. Don't put it for the world to see and then have other people like agree with you. It's like to give you more power and make you feel better.
Exactly. Because
like, I don't know.
And I feel like the gag is if you ever had to repeat that comment in front of the person it was about, you would never. You would not have the balls. So why are you trying to act like a big tough guy on r/Kpop? Why are you trying to act like a big tough guy on Kpop Twitter? Like, it's sick. I don't know. It's just really weird. I don't know. That's why, like, with survival shows, I sometimes can't stomach them because people just become so nasty and, like, all for what? Like, you will forget about this. Exactly. That's why I would always gag with, like, produced groups because it was, like, right before the finale and the groups picked, you're literally dragging every member, saying why this member doesn't deserve in the group, saying why this member can't sing, can't whatever. And then when that member you hate and your fave get put in the same group, then what? Like, suddenly you're like, oh, I stand them the whole time. It's sickening.
Or like they hang out together, you're a fave, and that one person, you're just like, well, they're also my fave now. Oh, no.
Deleting your comment history on Reddit. You're like, I was always standing.
They're always my favorite.
I'm gonna read some comments before we get into the last topic. Andre says, not the 19-year-old being more grown than grown folks on the internet. Period. Because I want to believe these are kids, but I know they're not. I know these are grown people with a job, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah. I mean, Not
with a job.
Well, maybe unemployed. I don't know. Listen. Leanne says, good for her for calling it out because at the end of the day, it was never that serious. All of the dancers are friends or at least professional with each other. And any drama seen on the show is probably played up for the cameras. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and they got second. It's not like they got last. Like, if they got last, I'd be like, okay, I can see the uproar. But, like, they got second place.
Exactly. Like, I don't know what people want.
That's good.
Yeah. Ugh. Andy says, like Leanne said, I'm glad they called out their fans. Not to be shady, but some idol celebrities will not address this kind of behavior. We don't say names. That is not false.
I just think them.
Sending the brainwaves.
The whole list.
But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of sick because it's just like, I don't want to say it's a K-pop stan mentality because I also know fans of like sports and stuff like that are very toxic. But as the show progressed and I started seeing it mold into like fandoms surrounding these groups that are very like K-pop fandoms and like people just bringing that toxicity, I was like, oh my God, I just want to enjoy this damn show and have a place to talk about the dances without everyone being like taking everything personally. So it was quite sad. Yeah. All right, that's it for that topic. So for the last topic of the day, I had to come through for the boy Holland. So Holland, if you guys don't know, he is a K-pop idol, and one of the things that you often see about him on the internet is that he's one of the first openly gay K-pop idols. So, that's very, very big. And he, has talked about it. But there was an issue that recently came up because basically some people have basically been using him, I don't even know, to play out their own fanfic fantasies. Like, I don't know how else to word it. But the story here is basically he was having a live stream. And in the live stream, I actually don't have the video here, but this is a screenshot from it. In the original live stream, essentially somebody asked him about Taekook. And in the live stream, he's basically like, Taekook, like you can just see him be like, girl, what kind of foolishness are you bringing before me on my live stream? It was sick. So what ended up happening is after that live stream, he actually ended up taking a screenshot of the person who asked, are you a Taekook shipper? And he addresses it and says, please don't ask me about whether Taekook or any other K-pop male idol are gay or dating. It can be disrespectful to them, and it makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to know who might be LGBTQ plus in the K-pop industry, and even if I did, I wouldn't discuss it. So you think that's fine? Yeah, straight to the point. Y'all are some clowns. Somehow, this turned on him, and he was made the bad guy because there was a subset of people who felt uncomfortable with him calling out Taekook in particular. So it wasn't necessarily the message that they didn't like, but it was the fact that Taekook was catching strays. So what ended up happening? Catching strays? I mean, Taekookers are catching strays.
Yeah, okay.
But somehow people construed that into Taekook catching strays. So basically he deleted the post and he went back to his Twitter and he issued an apology for mentioning Taekook. And it read, "Hello, it's Holland. First and foremost, I want to extend my sincere apologies to anyone who may have felt uncomfortable due to my hasty actions. While interacting with my fans during a live session, I received numerous questions about a specific group. I expressed my discomfort by mentioning a particular coupling name, which I now understand was wrong. Many people rightly pointed out that singling out a specific group was inappropriate, and I had not realized that at the time. As the first openly LGBTQ plus K-pop idol to debut, I have often faced questions about the reality of male idol shippers, which has been stressful to me. However, mentioning a specific artist couple name was my mistake. I have since deleted that post, and I hope you can understand and forgive me with an open heart. I will strive to show a more mature side in the future. Thank you, Holland."
Mature. What is this? Sorry. What is the internet? I can't. What is this? I don't want to be famous. This is why I want to be a one-hit wonder and I want to disappear from the world because I already know. I'll say something and somebody's just gonna be like, "You meant this," and I'll be like, "No, not again." I didn't mean it.
You will pay for your sins, Taekookers. And I'm saying that now. You've made an enemy of me. Because the gagging on it is, you're not mad he mentioned BTS or Taekook. You're mad because you're embarrassing yourself. And you're trying to flip it on him. You're embarrassed because he called out your foolishness. And now, in order to cover that up, you're trying to make it, well, you shouldn't be naming groups. You're bringing in groups that have nothing to do with it. You're the one who made it have to do with them. Like, are you for real? Be so for real. I was so pissed.
I didn't want to look at the drama. I was like, I saw something about that and was like, this is probably something petty. I could feel it and I just didn't want to ruin my day.
Oh, God. And I feel so bad because he's obviously not as big as BTS. So he basically just has to abide by it. I'm sure there's a bunch of people who, and now, can we technically say, okay, yes, this brings in BTS, kind of, headlines will be using BTS's name, blah, blah. But again, he should be allowed to address the foolishness he actually gets sent on a daily basis. Like, again, if you're upset that now BTS is in a headline and you're a Taekooker and you ask this type of foolishness to him, it's your fault. You realize that. It's you. You're the problem. Like, period. Teddy says, I've never heard of a fandom gaslighting their idol. Like, that's what it is. That's gaslighting, period. Oh my God. We gotta throw away the whole fandom. Of K-pop. We gotta
dang. So us?
I'm going in the bin. I'm going in the bin.
Everybody in the chat. We're all joining.
Count your numbers.
Oh no.
So to recap, because some people are in the just came in, we're talking about Holland apologizing for at first calling out shippers, take hookers who ask him about male idol relationships, and then having to backtrack because people said it was inappropriate for him to name a couple pairing by name and bring in a group. I just want y'all in jail. Like, do we have the jail? This is where y'all belong. This is it. Andre says, I'm sorry, why is he apologizing? Like, he didn't want to talk about it and felt uncomfortable, so why is he at fault?
It's BTS. And that's it. Just don't mention BTS. Ever.
That's crazy.
Unless you're praising them.
But the gag is, okay, suddenly it's don't mention BTS, so why can you mention BTS on his live stream?
True.
You can mention BTS and take Cook whenever you want, but he can't? Why? Quickly.
And you didn't even really bring him up. Someone else did. And he just responded.
Literally, if it was never brought to him, if it was never brought betwixt his eyes, then he wouldn't have said anything. So make it make sense to me, because it's hard. It's hard. It's not calculated. That just really ticks me off. That really ticks me off. Leanne says, another thing, if I was Holland, and I'm not just saying that you automatically have to support him because he's like the first LGBT K-pop idol, like what you like, but obviously he's doing something that's unheard of, that's hard, that's like brave, etc., etc. But it's like, it would be crazy to me if people who seem interested and supporting like LGBT, like male idols or whatever, are literally just ignoring me, the out male idol, and being like, okay, that's cute, but is Taekook real? Like, girl, huh? Just say you're a fetishizer and go. Like, please. Please. I'm sick. Leanne says, these Delulu stands are fine with their projecting their fanfic fantasies onto everyone, but somehow an actually out gay idol calling it out is the problem. I mean,
fandom things.
Right? Delusional things, straitjacket things. Let's see. Andre says, so if Take and Cook say they don't like it, then what's gonna happen? They're gonna get mad at them too?
They're gonna upload.
Well, period. They did say that. Like, they do that stuff in their lives too, apparently. And there was like something, I forget the specifics, but Tay was like, y'all are kind of delusional with that. Interesting. There was like a video, a live stream that Jungkook did when somebody asked him if he lived with V, and he was like, what?
He said, how old am I? What?
He said, let me check the birth certificate, because it's just not, I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure.
We live together. What the heck?
Oh my god! Thank you so much, Catalan, for the super chat. Oh my god! Wow! Okay, sorry. That's like the first super chat I ever got. Thank you so much. Which says, oh yikes, in that case, yes, police this fandom right here. Period. But yeah, I'm sick. But yeah. But thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out. Stop being foolish on Beyonce's internet. You're looking pathetic. And stop gaslighting people. But I feel like that's a larger issue of that whole thing where like people are allowed to punch down on famous people or notable people, but when they respond, suddenly it's, what are you doing? Like, I feel like it always happens when like there's somebody on Twitter and they're receiving like a lot of hate, and then they're like, but your mom's ankles are ashy. Like, they retweet somebody and come for them back, and then people are like, oh, that is so like, oh my, you literally have so many subscribers and followers. Like, that's so pathetic for you. Like, do you search your name? Like, oh my god, it's like, you were acting like
Mm,
trash, and then I dragged you, and now suddenly we want to act like this is unreasonable. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me think about like I always thought and felt bad for celebrities or K-pop idols going to the airport and like just getting pushed around like rag dolls, and it's just like I swear if I was famous, I think I would get into a fist fight. Like I don't know, like I'd just be like wham, and they're like, "How dare she?" Like I'll do it again.
That'd be too funny.
Come at me.
Listen, Taeyong is right behind you. He already.
I know football. I'll do the same thing.
He said, "Move, bodyguard." I got him. He had the Gundam with him too. He started whipping people with the Gundam. Yeah. Hiya! He starts breaking it down and using them as projectile missiles.
Oh my god.
That's your fave though. Listen, Taeyong stands.
I mean, I do like him.
I like him too. I don't know why people act like I don't. Period. Anyway, Teddy says, wait, didn't Lewis Tomlinson? Oh, did somebody sub?
Ooh.
Thank you for the sub. Somebody said, or Teddy said, wait, didn't Lewis Tomlinson finally address their appropriate One Direction fans fix he had with Harry?
If he did, bless his soul. I would never touch that. Because I feel like they had like some. I heard some stuff about that, and I was like, whew, well, I'd probably delete that from my brain.
It's weird though because, okay, I don't know the full lore. When I found out about it, it was because there was a writer who wrote an article about the phenomenon, and it was kind of like, oh, I kind of looked into like the conspiracy theories and what the fandom, like the Larry Styleson fandom was saying, and honestly, the receipts they have, I almost kind of started believing it. And then everyone was like, yes, what about, like they went crazy and stuff like that. And that's when I kind of found out about it. But like it was very delusional, and I saw that some fans were claiming that they used to be very close, but then because of that, like the aggressive fans of that ship, they like kind of had to stop hanging out too much.
I would.
Yeah, because
I'd be scared.
yeah, which is sad. I remember Lauren from Fifth Harmony, she said the same thing happened with her and Camilla, where people would like aggressively ship them. And the thing is, Lauren, she was bi, so she was like, oh, am I coming off as like, yeah, it was like an interview she talked about. She was like, yeah, I felt kind of like should I leave her alone because I don't want to be like this aggressive like girl that's like trying to hit on her or whatever if she's like straight or whatever. And so it was like it literally made her uncomfortable, and I'm like, people need to think about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In conclusion, stream Holland. I love his music, and his most recent comeback was really good. Yeah, in conclusion, stream Holland. Hello Aranzia, welcome to the stream. Did we already talk about GD? We did, but we can like circle back around if we missed anything during open bar. And thank you for the additional super chat, Catalan. All right, so that's it for the hot topics of the day. But
I mean, I have a lot to say. So
I have a lot to.
let's see.
Not jail. Hold on, let me move to the next thing. I do have the pictures. I did download those.
Oh.
Oops.
Look at him. Well, this was last week. This was my update for last
Oh,
week.
did you add new things? Sorry.
I did. No, this is also I just kept this up
Oh,
as well
okay.
because I'm just saying as a preface, like this is something that happened last week that he threw the first 3 balls at a Sonic Boom game. He missed every single one of them. It was funny, but he looked good, so it's fine.
He looked it good.
Yes. He also had like what's it called? A heart-to-heart with Hyungwon last week. Yeah, I think they went to a spa thing. I don't know what show it was. I forgot what it was called. But they basically just like talked to each other, and then like Schumann just talked about how he feels like he's changed throughout the years, and it's interesting that his fans still see him as he first was, which is like they still call him like Fairy and like
Aww.
Bowsy and all of that. And instead of trying to get rid of that image, he's trying to slowly integrate like his current self with that so that people get used to it and see the real him. So I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And then Hyungwon was also like, like be more confident, like show your real self. And I was like, oh, this is like such a cute little heart to heart. So that was one thing that happened last week. But this week was apparently Vix's Leo's birthday, and Schumann made a little cameo and like brought over some cake. It was cute because Leo did like a fan gathering, and then Schumann also spoiled their comeback. Well, Vix's comeback.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say EXO's.
Oh, imagine. I wish.
Well, did you hear? Apparently, there was a report I saw that they're coming back next year. They're gonna have an album next year.
See? Do they know?
That's what I was about
All
to
I know
say.
is I'll settle for CBX.
Oh,
You know?
not you.
I really want a CBX album.
How dare?
I do.
Listen, when Chen is ready, he's gonna have the kids as the backup singers. Does he have two
He
babies
just got
now?
married.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I think he has 2 babies. Yeah.
Then the wife could be a backup singer too. She can drop. What? It's a
All 3 of them.
It's a family
2
affair.
babies and the wife. Look at them. They're so cute. Look how sweaty Schumann is though. I was like, sir, the sweat on you compared to Hyungwon, like where were you? Where was
Wait,
he?
I'm gagged at the insyncness. Okay, Shiny is shaking. Who else is known for being in sync? Are they singing that Girls' Day song? Or what song is this?
I don't even know.
It kind of seems like that girl, the choreography. That I'm afraid to play the music because I know Susan will snatch me. Wait. Okay, it's a song that I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So next. Oh wait, did you have any additional Schumann updates?
That was it. Also random, but Vix is coming back, but apparently N's not going to be in it, and I'm like,
Oh, I saw that.
how dare?
You're like, stop the podcast, stop the comeback.
Honestly, I was like, they already lost like 500 members. Like, why? Now it's just 3.
Did they
How
say
dare you?
it was an
How dare
accident? Did they?
I know he missed all his shots, but like, dang.
Listen, I had to do it for the hoop. The hoop told me to jail him. Did it say why he's not gonna be a part of the comeback?
I didn't get to read what he posted something. I think it has to do with like they couldn't come to a consensus with his company. Like Jellyfish couldn't find the time with his company to allow N to be in it. So I guess he's just busy. So I think he's still acting and whatnot. So
I guess that's fair.
So I let it slide, but like, no, how dare.
All right, so that is it for the Shoe Minute, and the final verdict. Oh, this thing doesn't even work anymore. Wait a second. Oh, there you go. He gets to be a bot.
Oh wow! I was expecting something negative.
My finger was hovering over the unemployment, but I was like, let me give him.
He's a bop. I know.
He was very cute in that dancing, so I'll give him some. All right, so moving on, y'all. So y'all know this has been my ride or die man since Kingdom Come. That will be done on Earth as it is in heaven. How dare you? How dare you, Jasmine? All right.
What the heck is that?
Thank you to my man. All right, y'all. So let me give a bit of a backstory because obviously this is not Kyung-soo.
Obviously.
Look at his wig. It is laid. What lace? What lace? His hair is so good though.
I was watching a TikTok randomly, but like the person was like, somebody said, "What lace?" But I could see the lace.
I saw that one.
I could see it. And I was like, oh my god.
Oh
These
god,
people.
that was
Anyway,
so good. Like
continue.
with the emotional music in the background.
Yeah.
That is the new 괜찮아.
Wait,
괜찮아요.
it was really good. Start crying.
Listen, Andy, do not come for me, okay? This is, I don't know, I don't know who y'all talking about.
He looks just as shocked, the guy in the picture. He's like, oh my gosh, me?
You won.
I just met you.
Okay, y'all. So over the weekend, I spent a lot of my time. Okay, not everyone gotta go to jail. What is wrong with my situation? What's going on?
You're going to jail for picking him over Kyung-soo.
So over the weekend, I found this awesome show on Netflix called Devil's Plan. It's very much like Squid Game in a way, except nobody dies, and it's a reality show, not like a scripted show. But it's basically this show where they have 12 contestants. They all live together over the span of 7 days, and they have to compete in these like IQ brain teaser type games. And basically it's like elimination style until there's one winner. It's very good. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it. There's actually a lot of great characters, or not characters I should say, but contestants on that show that are very interesting and cool. But I won't give too much because I don't want to spoil anything. But if you're a 17 fan, Sung Kwang from 17, he's in it. And he is such a treat. Okay, he's such a treat. But yeah, so Devil's Plan, very good show, but there was someone who snatched my soul. All right. And the thing is, I wasn't looking for love. I literally was not looking for love when I went into that show. Okay. My eye, I already had, my eyes are, I'm spoken for, but I just could not keep my eyes off of him. They had like 18 shirtless scenes with him. And I was like, all right, what is this, a K-drama? But, he's very in shape.
What is this show? I'm so confused. Shirtless.
That does sound crazy, but they like live together. So if he's like changing or like exercising shirtless, they'll like show see. It is actually kind of wild. It doesn't make any actual sense. But yes, so I watched it. Oh my god, I was gagged a tad. And he's just really handsome. But the thing is, he's super smart. He like studied engineering. He like has a IQ that apparently is like, I don't know, really high or whatever. He was on a show called Problematic Men some years ago with Rat Monster or RM. Oops. So it was really sexy Squid Game. Apparently it's sexy Squid Game. But yeah, so that's my new fave. I don't even have anything up. Like I don't have any updates. I didn't do actually any effort for you guys to get to know him, but just know he's cute, he's smart, and he's very charming, in my opinion, on this show. A lot of people hate on him, but yeah. Curious, how... Don't make me go back and give Schumann the unemployment stamp, because I will. I'm that petty.
You can't. It's already been done.
You think... Okay.
I am.
Okay. How old do you think he is?
30.
Is that your final answer?
33.
Okay. He's 41.
Okay.
How dare you? You better be gagged. He looks so young.
I mean,
How dare you?
Melanin. That's all I can say.
You're not impressed?
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like...
That's true.
Works.
I agree. I feel like it's because like, you can be in any shape. Genetics also has a role in how you look. But I don't know. I was a bit gagged a bit. I was surprised.
You just look young.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
I did say, wow.
Thank you.
Like how you're saying thank you. Like it's a compliment.
Thank you for complimenting my son. But yeah, honestly, maybe this is just what I need. Like guys my age, I'm kind of over it. Guys 1 year older, kind of over it. Maybe this age gap.
Wow. Okay, so Kyung-soo's out.
He's been acting up. I have not yet received my letter offering me the CFO position at his new company. So I'm just.
I mean, he did. His new company was going after malicious comments, so maybe they filed what you were sending under that. So
he does care. I'm still waiting for the job offer. I'm sorry, Kyung-soo. But yeah, so he's fine. That's all I had to say. We can go straight into the next segment, and then we can just talk about this thing in the next segment. Or go to open bar, and then we'll just talk about the thing that's next in open bar. Just the music.
Oh. I was like, what's the thing? Because you kept saying it like it was something secretive. I was like, did you send me something?
I'm like, you didn't get the package? Oh my God, you were supposed to put it in the freezer.
I just exploded.
I'm like, no. All right, wait. Oh my God, I'm a mess today for some reason. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. Wait. So nobody knows. Why y'all saying who is this man? So I never said his name.
You never said his name.
Oh my God.
You only put, is his name Hasuk?
His name is Hasuk Jim. Hasuk Jim. Yeah. He's an actor and a variety person. That is so funny.
I'm like, who is he? Who is he? And you're just like, anyway. I'm not your
all right, so welcome to Open Bar, a point in the podcast we reserve for talking about anything else that happened this week. So I did want to start off, not to hijack y'all's moment, but we gotta talk about how Jungyeon has released not the album of the year, not the album of the decade, but the album of the millennium.
Oh.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying what you are thinking. Okay? I'm putting it into words.
Not in that sentence structure.
Okay, wait. Y'all are playing me. Teddy said, Hasum Jim. No, Hasuk Jin. He said, Pam and Jim. What? That's two people. What are you saying to me?
Who's Jim?
Yeah, so Suck Jin, that's his name. Suck Jin like Jin. But yeah. Jungkook released Standing Next to You. And he also released his album Golden. I think I have a visual for this. We can just do a real quick, what did you think about Standing Next to You / Golden if you got a chance to look through it or listen to it. Okay, what did you think of Standing Next to You?
I liked it. I only listened to it once, and I was half asleep. So, I remember I was like, oh, this is pretty good, but I felt like it didn't go anywhere. I think that's why I almost fell asleep.
Dang. I mean, I liked it. I think my biggest caveat was that not that it didn't sound like him, but it sounded like someone else. It just, I don't know. I know it's his first crack at solo efforts, so I don't want to be too hard on him. But I think that was my biggest gripe about the entire album, is that you could really hear who these songs were meant for, or who the artists or who wrote them or whatever. I remember you mentioned in the Ed Sheeran song, it sounded very Ed Sheeran-y or whatever. And I didn't even know he was on the album, but when I got to that song, I was like, this is Ed Sheeran, isn't it? Or this is the one you were talking about. And I feel like it makes sense, because I feel like he's very much I'm trying to be main pop boy, so I need main pop boy songs. But it just kind of seemed like cover of other artists' songs almost, which was interesting.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of when I was listening to it at first, I was like, ooh, he's trying to do a Michael Jackson type thing, or a Weekend.
Yeah, that's what I felt. I definitely got that. Yeah.
And it was all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I have to listen to the album.
It's pretty good. It has catchy songs in it, but I'll say that I think 7 was the strongest song on it. And I'm I think they were smart to pick that as the first single to open up his solo career, because to me, that's still the most memorable and best song.
Yeah.
3D, you know, I have Stockholm Syndrome with that
3D.
song. So, you know, that song's also kind of good. But yeah, Standing
I
Next to
love
You. I loved how, like, there was, like, the epic drums and stuff like that. But I also thought maybe his voice wasn't strong enough for a song like that. Because there's a lot of instrumentation and stuff like that going on in the back. Like, big, like, just big movement and stuff. And sometimes I felt like his voice got drowned in it. In my opinion. Which says, I'm watching it now and the MV is giving me The Way You Make Me Feel by MJ. Interesting.
It's just very MJ.
Yeah.
The whole entire, the dancing, him just, I was like, okay, I see where you're trying to go. I don't hate it, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like,
I do it well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's good, but it's giving kind of tribute almost, as opposed to inspiration. So, yeah. Andy says, my sister's a big fan, so I've heard some of the songs, and they're all right. Everyone's like, it's listenable. My ears didn't bleed. So, yeah, 7 is really catchy. Good. Yeah, that's probably the best one. All right, so that was our in-depth take of the album and the song. Oh, did you want to do ratings?
7.
I'll say 7. I'll say 6. Because I think 7 was
maybe 6. I'll go with a 6.
Dang. I'll say 2.
6.5.
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Like you went to 2.
-8. That's my final offer.
Gosh.
That's my final offer. I'm not going any lower.
Sold.
All right. Somebody mentioned one of the members of DK8.
Oh yeah.
Got let go from the group for getting a DUI. Oh. Uh-oh.
I wanted to put that, but I was like, I don't know DKB. So like if I were to talk about it, I wouldn't know.
I mean, I'm not familiar with the group either, but I think anytime somebody gets in to like a DUI, I'm sorry, you're out of here. We're not putting people in danger.
I think he had like a letter that he wrote.
Oh, apologizing?
Yeah.
Dang. I mean, here it is. Tail? Is it Tail? I'm going to say it's Tail.
That sounds right.
DKB's Tail leaves the group following DUI. Let me try to pull this up. I don't know. You know that scene that I have where it's like us on one half and then like the I don't know. I just deleted it because I can't find it. So I'm like scuggling to try to like make ends meet here. Here, let me try to. But let me pull it up. I kiss your waist and ease your mind.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Shows how much I listen to the lyrics.
Well, I feel like, I know you've mentioned this before, but the diction was not dictioning sometimes throughout the album. It was giving SZA.
So he's fitting right in, you know?
I was going to say, it's like, who am I to judge when this is literally all the top artists? And Ariana Grande, you know, she didn't really get it together. Okay, DKB's agency announced that Tail's departure from the team. On November 6th, DKB's agency, Brave Entertainment, shared the following announcement. Hello, this is Brave Entertainment. We would first like to apologize for delivering the unfortunate news. We've confirmed on October 30th our agency's artist, Tail, was caught by the police for drunk driving and got his license revoked. We told Tail that drunk driving is absolutely unacceptable behavior, regardless of the reason, and after careful discussion with him, we accepted his opinion that he should not cause harm to the group and decided to have him leave the team. Tail is currently deeply reflecting on his immature actions. All right, they say educated their artists, apologize for the concern. DKB plans to reorganize the team into an 8-member system and continue their activities in the future. We will not spare any effort to provide support so that DKB can return with more mature music and performances. Okay, yeah, here's the handwritten letter. Apologizing to fans. He wrote, I apologize to the fans who must have felt great disappointment in me for causing issues with an unfortunate incident. It was an irresponsible action that turned away the love and support that fans sent. I am sorry for causing harm to the members and staff who are still practicing hard to prepare for their comeback due to my immature behavior. I'll be leaving the team as of today. Dang, that is abrupt.
Like, does he not have a driver? Or like a manager that will pick him up? I'm so confused on why he would be drinking and driving.
That's what, like, there's no Uber? I don't, like, taxi?
Yeah, that too.
Cause, okay, here's the thing. If you're drinking and driving, mess. That's bad, blah, blah. But, like, sometimes I'm like, is this a mental health thing? Because I feel like, I don't know. It seems, I mean, I don't want to speculate, but that's just kind of dangerous. Like, why would you even put yourself in that situation? I don't know.
Because you're drunk.
I guess that's true. I don't know, though. Well, here's the thing. I only recently got my license last year. And one of the things that kind of has gagged me since getting it is how, like, you know, they're very strict. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. But people in, like, daily life break those rules all the time and do the most dangerous stuff. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's because they're comfortable. They've probably been driving for a while. So, like, oh, well, that's for other people not to do. But I can do it because I'm good at driving.
Well,
Jazz, you have something? Is there something you want to say to the people?
Oh, I hate everybody that drives. And I will cut you off if you annoy me. But I'm safe, I swear.
But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know.
Once you start driving for so long and then you've seen so many bad drivers, you just start to not care. It's so bad. But it is what it is. Just don't drive terrible.
Yeah, don't drive terrible. Don't drive drunk. Don't be on your phone and texting. Okay, I see y'all in your cars too. I'm like, you finna.
Don't drive on the shoulder. Don't do that. I've seen people do that, and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on? You know that's not open, right?
Oh, people are so messy. Also, another member of Pentacon left Cube, and B2B as a group left Cube and fighting for name rights. Yeah. So what is the specifics of that, especially with the fighting with the name rights? Do you know?
I didn't see. I didn't get to read it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw.
But you know, Cube is always trying not to let go of their names. You saw what happened with them.
Oh yeah, Highlight. That's true.
Yeah.
The art.
You know.
They should have named themselves the artist formerly known as Beast.
All
right.
That's entire name.
That's all for me, folks.
Like, can you even make that a acronym?
It's like the artist formerly known as Prince. A mess though.
That would be AFNAB.
AFNAB. Shock. Every day AFNAB. Also, you know what kind of gagged me? I don't know if this is in line with the Gdragon drug accusations, but I think so. Soyeon from G-Idol, I think Chaewon from Le Sserafim, and a third idol all denied accusations that they have been doing drugs, because I guess there was some rumor that a female idol was also going to get busted for drugs. So they all had to come forward. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. When I read the headline, I was like, who's saying this? But I guess it's...
Somebody's got the deets. I want to know who it is.
Someone is like, hey, police, I got a new one for you. They're wrong. Just completely wrong. But yeah, you can always get a taxi or Uber, which baffles me. Yeah.
Especially in this day and age.
There's no excuse, guys. Be safe. A late in life driver's license. Let's go. LO, I just got my permit recently. Let's go. Listen, it's the best when you're older.
It's fun.
It's all right.
No, it's not fun. I'm lying. I hate driving. Yeah. That's why I don't go anywhere on the weekend. Or I try not to.
I like kind of cruising, listening to stuff in my car, but yeah, I don't really like I wouldn't want to have a long commute or anything like that. That seems awful.
I do like driving when there's nobody there.
Oh, that's nice. In the mornings,
yeah.
Early in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Or late at night. Yeah, that actually is really fun.
Especially late at night, it's the best because there's usually really no one there.
Didn't y'all have stuff you wanted to talk about? Anyone else have anything you want to talk about?
It's Super Junior's anniversary.
Super Junior. What's your favorite Suju song? And why is it Sorry Sorry?
That's a song that made me like almost not get into K-pop. I always remember that being the first song that my friend showed me and being like, no. And then her being like, how about Lucifer? And I was like, oh,
That
yes.
is wild and crazy to
I'm
me,
into it.
but okay. It's fair.
I'm telling you. It was Taemin's little weave that I was like, I don't know what's happening, but it's mesmerizing. I remember I downloaded the video and everything on my iPod or whatever, the big iPod. Yeah. That was the first time that I ever tried to download a video. I was like, I'm gonna figure it out.
Dang.
I'm gonna watch this Lucifer dance. Then I taught myself the dance. I did the tutting. I was into it.
Okay, let's go. Dun, 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 dun.
You know how many years ago that was?
It has to be muscle memory. I can still do the Tell Me dance, and I learned that in like 9th grade.
Well, that's...
Yeah, but it's like you gotta tell me, like it. Okay. Dun 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 dun. I mean, it's a good move. If JYP can do anything, it's make a nice little jig. Ooh, Swing is really catchy. Mr. Simple is a bop. I love
Swing.
Swing is really good. Yeah, Mr. Simple is a bop.
So
that whole era was very good, I think.
I like This Is Love, This Is Love. Da, na, 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 na. I think it came out the same time around Swing.
Oh, dang.
I'll say. I like This Is Love. I like Black Suit? No. Mamacita. Hey,
Mamacita, nigga, I.
That was a good song. What was it? Close your lips. Shut your tongue.
I was like,
makes no sense.
I was trying to curl it up, and they're like, leave it in there.
Shut it down. Shut your tongue. Hold it over? I don't know.
Your tongue's like,
malfunctions.
Ending transmission. Shindong said, shut down. I really like, but I can't stop thinking about you, girl. No, no, no. I must have watched that. I think I downloaded the Chinese version of that video to my iPod. Ooh. Yeah, that was I remember loving that song. And then 2 other songs that I was obsessed with. No, what? Which I recently found out. Song? Yeah, it's not even their song, but I watched their version like 1,000 times.
Is it Happiness or wasn't it like a remix?
Yeah, I think it's called Happiness, but I don't know who originally.
It's like Hot, right?
Maybe.
Hot Happiness, because I know EXO did a cover of it. They did a cover of Happiness and the so XOM did that, and I think Happiness was XOK or something.
Oh, I remember that performance. Oh, Chris was still in it at that time.
Yeah,
and that's a throwback.
Good times.
Also,
not because of Chris, but like...
how dare? Oh well, actually, yes, there.
Sean was out there looking cute as heck. He had a little fur paws on, doing whatever that song is called.
You're like song
I was
irrelevant.
whipped at that time. It was so bad.
You know what performance? Oh my god! Honestly, EXO in general could do no wrong at one point for me. Like I was just like, I can't. I also like "Marry You." I think that's a really good. Andre says, "Devil is my favorite song. Black Suit and Lo Siento."
I do like Black Suit. I liked what was it? Who sings Black Dress? CLC did like Black Suit and then Black Dress for one of their.
Oh, that's so cool.
It might have been the same year that they both came out, but I don't know. It's so good.
That's so cute.
I love Black Dress.
I love mashups. All right, guys. So you don't have to go home, but you got to get the heck out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of The Sleepy Idol. To all the new faces, hello. Thank you again for the super chats. Also, if you're still here, why not give the video a like if you haven't already liked it to show that you enjoyed the episode. Before you go, Jazz, is there anything you want to tell the people? Ew. Tell the people.
Oh yeah, I started streaming. I should probably have said that. That's what I did this weekend.
Oh That's true. Yes, everyone. Jazz has a new stream team, I guess it would be called.
Yeah, it's not
Um
just me. I will never do it myself. Sorry, guys.
I mean, you do have a Twitch channel though, even though you don't
Do
stream from
I?
it.
I
I
mean,
mean, you would
I
have
just
to
have a
be.
user
Then you have a channel.
that's not active.
I guess
It
that's
never will
fair.
be, so never look at it.
Do you want
But
to tell
yeah,
the people how to find you? Oh, why am I freezing?
it's forfeit gaming, but like the number. Well, no, let me not say that. It's FOUR fit gaming. So like forfeit. Let me just spell
I
it.
was gonna say, do you want to pop it in the chat and then I
FOUR.
could just pin it?
Yeah, that requires me to type.
Do I have it up?
Hold
Maybe I
on, I'm
haven't.
typing. There we go. On Twitch. Mm. But yeah, it's just me and three of my other friends.
One of
Or
them
our
is
friends.
Danny. So
Oh
you
yeah,
guys.
Danny.
And I think I don't know if I talked about Amon. I know he's popped in here like maybe once or twice. But he if you guys are into Big Brother, he
Oh, he's popular.
podcasted, yeah, he podcasts with the RHAP, the wrap up or wrap up, I don't know how they pronounce it. Podcast. So he's also there too. So
He's big on Twitter.
yeah,
The
he,
Big
he
Brother.
is. I know somebody famous. But yeah, so go give them a follow. And then for me, guys, just follow me here, follow me on Twitter. If you have topics
Wait,
that,
didn't you do your thing this morning? I saw.
um,
I was actually watching. I just didn't say anything.
I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, I'm gonna try to start doing morning streams. If you guys, I think I'm gonna be doing them at closer to 11. I did it at 8 yesterday or this morning, but yeah, I'm just gonna start incorporating morning streams that are just more like laid back stuff. So, yeah, if you guys wanna, check that out, feel free. And then as usual, if you like the video, like the video. If there's a funny part that you enjoyed of the stream, let me know down below in the comments, on the VOD, because that's really helpful for making like clips and TikToks to promote the show. And yeah, that's it. I don't know what did I say? Okay. Yeah, that's it for the sleepy idol. See you next time. Stan Hasuk Jin. Or Hasa Jim.
That's a Jim.